All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, man, I gotta be honest. I really feel like Robert Saleh is in a perfect situation, right? I think realistically speaking, it's the most ideal situation that he could have asked for 3 years later since he got the job. And I wanted to really talk about the 5 reasons why I feel this way, the 5 reasons kind of backing my thinking here. The first is that Robert Saleh, again, he's going into year 3. But you look at this defense. Of course, it was a great defense last year, but from every single aspect, from a youth standpoint, from a talent standpoint, from a system fit standpoint, to looking at a group of guys that know exactly what to do. They know exactly what the coaching staff, what Saleh, what Ulbrich are asking of them. I think that's huge. We look at depth at specific positions, really important positions like corner, like edge, like defensive line. I know Q's absent right now. Of course, we got to extend him, but I mean, let's not forget about Al Woods, my guy Al Woods, Quentin Jefferson, also on the defensive interior defensive line here. Brought back Solomon Thomas. And then we look at edge, right? Defensive end, one of the most important positions on the defense, arguably the most important in this style of defense, this 4-3, cover 3, cover 4. We have so many players at this position that I'm legitimately amped to see, right? Carl Lawson, Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson, new first round pick Will McDonald, Michael Clemens. I mean, we are five deep at defensive end. Teams are lucky if they have two guys that they could rely on. They could, play them on the field at the same time. I feel good about 5 players on this Jets squad, and that's just insane to think about. So that's kind of the first point. You look at it you look at the Jets from a defensive standpoint. This is Saleh's defense. The players know exactly what they need to do, where they need to be. They all fit what Saleh wants to do. They have experience backing that up last season. Depth, talent, youth, veteran leadership. Really re-sign Quan Alexander, extend Quinnen Williams. Personally, if I was Joe Douglas, I'm trying to add that third safety, a playmaking, center fielding, free safety. I know it's a little difficult at this point in the summer to do that. You can't have everything. I understand that. But, I mean, the defense is pretty much, in my eyes, like picture perfect to what Saleh could envision, again, 3 years down the road. I feel like you can't really ask for much more. So moving on to number 2 here, what were the 2 biggest issues of the team last year? What plagued this team last year? Inefficient quarterback play, definitely up there, and injuries. We look at quarterback first. We are going from Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, and Mike White to Aaron Rodgers. Talk about a monumental upgrade there. The Jets have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, under center for the team this upcoming season. That is insane to think about. That's something, honestly, I can say, in my lifetime, I've never seen that. I've never been in a position where the Jets are entering a year and they can seriously, realistically say, yeah, we have one of the best quarterbacks in football. No questions asked. No questions asked. And I do feel like it will impact the Jets a little bit differently than most teams out there. It's not like we're shifting gears going from, it's not like we're going from like Kirk Cousins to Aaron Rodgers or like Matt Stafford to Aaron Rodgers, where we've had like years of like good, steady quarterback play, above average quarterback play. And now it's just like we're taking one step forward. No, we are going from like last in football, bottom 3, bottom 5 to the top 5, top 6. That jump alone is going to be absolutely humongous, right? It's going to be huge. Now, we look at the injury side of it. Man, we were banged up last year. It wasn't just one injury that we had to deal with. It wasn't just 2. It was huge season-ending injuries to core pieces, young core pieces, building blocks, faces of the franchise types of players. AVT, Breece Hall. Mekhi Becton was down for the count the entire season. It's just unfortunate. Zach Wilson missed the first 3 games to start the year off. We're rolling Joe Flacco out there. Mike LaFleur has him throwing, upper 40s, 50s. Insane. Joe Flacco, I believe, led the NFL in attempts through the first 2 or 3 weeks. It was some insane number. But the point is, we got a ton of talent coming back from IR, a lot of really, really good players, guys that I feel like will be major difference makers for the team next season. I mean, just O-line alone, right? Put Breece Hall aside, just look at the offensive line. The amount of issues that they had to deal with last year with Dwayne Brown's injury, with Max Mitchell's blood clots, again, AVT and Mekhi Becton. It was insane. They brought in Cedric Abwehi. He ended up getting hurt. Like, the injuries were absolutely insane. So if we can just stay relatively healthy compared to the rest of the NFL, along with the addition of Aaron Rodgers, I mean, we're going to be in a sweet, sweet position come December, January. So next up, number 3 here on why I think Saleh's in a great position, perfect position, really. He hired his OC. His OC here. I think it was in his words. He said that he interviewed 10 plus candidates to be offensive coordinator, and he walked away with, the number one guy in his mind in Nathaniel Hackett. Now you can make an argument. What is he going to say? Oh yeah, we hired Hackett. He was my 4th option. No, it's not going to happen, right? But it does seem like there were a ton, I believe in a lot of reporters' words, they casted a wide net. And to come away with Nathaniel Hackett, a guy who in the end was able to pull Aaron Rodgers from Green Bay or arguably retirement over to the green and white, for him to have that play calling experience before with the Bills and the Jaguars. I know it didn't work out, but at least you can reflect on those moments and say, hey, maybe I didn't do this correctly. Maybe I should change that up. And now you have that in your back pocket with your next gig, right? With your new team. So I think because Saleh, again, going off of his words here and looking at the stuff that we've talked about, the defense being exactly where Saleh wants it to be, having the quarterback, a top one in the NFL, being healthy as of right now, and hiring, again, his number one offensive coordinator choice. I mean, really, what more can you ask for the Jets to trade for Patrick Mahomes? Like, realistically, what is it? Because it seems like this roadmap so far is pretty much exactly what Saleh would have hoped for in the offseason. And number 4 here, there's no shortage of weapons. You think about like a lot of teams out there, you can't have everything, right? Of course, some of the top teams, they have great rosters. But for the majority of the teams in the NFL, it's rare to say, oh yeah, we have a franchise quarterback, an elite quarterback, we have an elite defense, we have tons of playmakers, we're young, we have veterans, everybody here fits the system, nobody really has problems off the field. But the Jets do. The Jets are in that position right now. The weapons, quickly to read them off: Mecole Hardman, Allen Lazard, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Conklin, CJ Uzomah, Breece Hall, Corey Davis, Randall Cobb, Michael Carter, Bam Knight. That's a lot of players. That's a lot of players right there. Okay, I mean, by the way, training camp coming up, waivers, guys, surprise releases. I know there's still, the big rumor with Dalvin Cook. He's liking tweets with, all the teams that are supposedly interested in him. Miami Dolphins, New York Jets. So maybe that's another weapon. We'll see how it plays out. DeAndre Hopkins is still out there. It doesn't look like the Jets are going to make a move, but there's rumors about like Hunter Renfrow. There's still opportunities. As crazy as it sounds, there's still opportunities for this Jets team to add more talent. I don't know if they will, given the money situation, Aaron Rodgers restructure, Quinnen Williams extension. We have some things to handle first, obviously, but the point is, if the Jets identify some talent out there and they really want them, we're in the win now mode, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the trigger on a Dalvin Cook, on a Hunter, whoever it may be. So the Jets have weapons all over the place. And last but not least, this one is the one that just is kind of mind-blowing to think about, but they have had a ton of high draft picks. You look at the quality of these players, the quality of players on this Jets team. They are who Saleh and JD wanted. This is the team that Douglas and Saleh built. There was a comment made by Saleh months ago, I believe it was actually in the season, where he was on a radio show and he was calling in, and he said that, him and Joe Douglas kind of took over what was it, like an expansion team, or essentially saying that the team had nobody. They were devoid of talent when they arrived, which I completely disagree with, but that's how they viewed the situation in their eyes. Now we're in a situation years later from when they originally got the job, and granted, they didn't come in at the same exact time, but you look at the first round picks that Saleh's had at his disposal here. He's had six first round picks in 3 years. That's double the normal standard of every other team. Zach Wilson, AVT, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald. On top of the 6 first round picks, Joe Douglas has spent over $375 million in total contracts on this roster. Over $375 million. That is a ton of money. That's a ton. And by the way, that's not even including Aaron Rodgers' contract. $375 plus million, not including Rodgers' deal. Plus the 6 first round picks, plus every other player that we drafted, second round, third round, fourth round. I mean, this is their team. This is handcrafted by Joe Douglas, by Robert Saleh. What more? Like again, just to quickly rattle off this list, they have the defense and everything that comes with it. They have the quarterback. He has his OC. We're healthy. We have a bunch of talented players picked in the first round, double the amount of first round picks than the standard. We got tons of other drafted players. Again, that $375 plus million spent on this roster is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So, I mean, put yourself in Saleh's shoes for a second, or, you know, if you were a head coach of a team, and you're trying to build the roster that you want to build, and I would say to you, here's six first round picks. Here's, damn near $400 million. Go make a roster. And keep in mind, a lot of these guys already fit the system and whatnot. I mean, you're going to be looking at the situation like, oh my God, we're going to build a Super Bowl contender. We're going to build an absolute dominant force in the respected conference. So I think, again, Robert Saleh is in a perfect situation. Of course, you can maybe pick out cherry picks things that aren't going well, like the Quinnen Williams extension, like Aaron Rodgers not having 10 plus years in the tank. Of course, but at the end of the day, it's football. It's a real life thing. We're dealing with real guys here. It's not just Madden where we can just spark up a trade for Justin Herbert when Rodgers retires. It's realistically speaking, I cannot wait for the season. We are in a great position, and Saleh should be absolutely ecstatic. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you disagree with me, that's totally cool, and I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. So anyway, let me know your thoughts, and as always, go Jets.